Hello everybody and welcome back. We are back out at our property again, and as you can see by the way I'm dressed, it is very cold out here. Let me turn this camera around real quick and I'll show you what's going on though. The excavator is up here, up on top of the hill, right in front of our garage, and right now they are working on filling in the inside of that garage with the sand. The sand is coming from over there where that excavator is. And you might be able to see that we actually have our first bit of framing right here on site. So a lot of progress happening. Good thing too that it's now cold enough to be able to start hauling a lot of this dirt in. Off-road dump truck coming in, dumping another load of sand. I will be heading over there very shortly and we'll take a look at how much sand has came out of over there in that hole as well. But the next step is to start filling in the back porch area. This garage is almost filled in completely. The front porch now has fill in it as well. And then after this fill gets spread around the outside of the house, then they will go to digging in the pond again. So they'll be pulling that sand out of the pond and using that for the driveway over here on the left-hand side, and all the clay will be used to grade out the yard around the house. Head up this way now. There will be a lot of, raw video footage of some of this dirt moving going on here. At the end, as usual, I know there's always a lot of people that like seeing the just raw video of seeing some of this work in action. Let's head on up here on the hill real quick now and take a look inside the house. So we probably got enough sand right here on this side of the house for the fill around the outside of the foundation. Got the compactor up here. So they're going ahead and compacting this in 2-foot layers a little bit at a time as they're filling in the garage. And as I said already, the front porch has been filled in. The back porch is supposedly probably going to be done today as well. I probably won't stick around that long to be able to see that work, but I'll probably come back out here again tomorrow and shoot a little progress update. Hoping that this bridge over here, our timber bridge that we put in place, is hardening up nicely. I think today it's about 32 degrees out, but it is very windy. 45-mile-per-hour gusts. You can actually see the snow blowing across here. And there we go, off-road dump truck just getting over there to that side again. We have about 2 weeks of cold temperatures again. There's only one day that's going to be above freezing, and that is this Sunday. It's going to get up to 35 and then start dropping down again right away again. And we have some 6-degree cold nights. So definitely going to be getting pretty cold, and I don't think we're going to have an issue starting to haul on this roadway and bringing that sand in the clay back out of the pond. Let me run back here real quick and I'll show you something that I've been working on building that will be going in the pond. So again, this is where that timber bridge is. All those logs are laid in here. You can see a couple of those logs sticking out and the culvert that's running underneath here. A lot of that water is draining out of that woods. You can maybe see it just off in the distance there, that piece of wood with the orange ribbon on it. So when they're going to go ahead and dig this pond over here on the right-hand side, while they're digging it, I decided it was probably a good idea to start putting the dock post in. We're eventually going to want a dock on this pond. So while they have all the water drained out of it, I'm going to go ahead and drop this in place. So this will be the longest one, planning on a 16-foot dock that's 4 foot wide. So this will be the top and this will be the bottom. Put a few cross members in there. These ones will be coming out, but also these ones will be coming out down here. These were just for support, transporting it over here. And then this will be the bottom. Hopefully I'm going to try to get it down about 2.5–3 feet into the clay. And this is a 20-foot section. So these 6x6s are 20 feet long. The pond is hopefully going to be about 25 feet deep in the center. So that should be deep enough. I'm not going to probably be putting the dock in the deepest part, just maybe right along the edge over here on this side running out that way. I still have one more other section that's 16 foot tall, and that'll be the first spot, the first 8 feet, and then that one will be 16 feet out into the water. So trying to get some of that stuff staged here so that when they dig this pond, I can go ahead and get that put in place right away, get it cemented in the ground, and then that water can fill back up after the pond is done. In the next couple years, we can go ahead and put the decking on the top of this. Jumping into some of the drone video now, you can see the excavator going ahead and baling in some of that dirt, and then the compactor back there packing it down in 2-foot lifts. I'll kind of swing around this side. We can see some of that lumber staged over there on the left-hand side. This has been moved now. At the time of me actually filming this voiceover, they are going to be going ahead and framing our house this week. So I think things are going to start really taking shape once we start to see that structure coming up. Just came right over the top with the drone, probably only about 30-40 feet up in the air. Looks like they're just working on filling this last little bit of the garage in with the sand. All this sand that came around the foundation right here, as well as that we put inside the front porch, the back porch, and the garage came from the other side of our property, and this is just a lot better quality sand. You'll see, I think I get up a little bit closer when I head over to where the sand is coming out, and you can see that a little bit better. The sand that's from our pond is more loamy, more clay-like, doesn't have as good of filtration properties as the sand that was coming from the other side of the road. So another great shot here. Kind of see how much snow there is in the bottom of the basement over there, covering up the crock, and actually all the insulation is back on the outside of the house at this time. It's crazy. We had some really high winds that ripped that insulation right off the foundation, so they had to go ahead, bring that insulation back around the house, secure that back on, and then push the dirt back up alongside the foundation to hold that in place so it did not blow off once again. I cut out a section of the video here and placed that at the end. Again, that will be some bonus extra raw video footage of this excavator going ahead and dumping some of the sand into the basement, as well as you can see it getting compacted. I'm going to gain altitude here with the drone a little bit, probably about 100 feet in altitude, and then we're going to go ahead and fly over to where the sand is being hauled out of, and then we'll be able to see where that is from the air. So panning the camera up a little bit further, you can see it's right over here on the other side, in the small portion of the woods we have over here. We went ahead and I had them pile that dirt up nice and tall. I'm thinking of putting a hunting blind on the top of that, so I kind of do like that up there, nice and tall. This area will be planted with farm field next year, either corn or soybeans. I think he said he was going to probably go ahead and use corn again this year. So it should be great to be able to put a hunting blind up on that and see over the top of that corn really easily. They do need to go ahead and level this area all back off now that they stripped the sand off the top of the clay, though. That will come again when it turns springtime. They will go ahead and start leveling everything back off with the bulldozer. Actually ended up taking a lot more dirt than we had estimated for around the house to get everything graded out nicely and to get it how exactly we wanted it to be. I now made my way over to the other side of our property. You can see the house just over there. Looks like this roadway in the field is holding up pretty good. You can see how froze everything is. It's actually pretty slippery. You can see that this is all ice down here. The off-road dump truck just made it back over here. So going ahead, filling that back up again. You can see we're starting to get a little bit of a hole over here where all the sand is. I don't think I mentioned it yet. We're hauling the sand from over here because this sand is a little bit better quality than what would come out of the pond over there. And we're gonna use the stuff that comes out of the pond for the driveway. So we're using the better quality sand for around the house, in the garage, in the porch area. I can kind of see about how much there is here. Looks like about 3-4 feet, kind of just following this line back this direction. Should be getting close to getting enough out of this hole, and then after we're done with this hole, we're going to go ahead, just kind of grade everything back down. Probably going to leave this hill here a little bit high. I'd like to put a hunting blind up on the top of that hill so I'd be able to see over the tops of the farm fields and over that direction as well through the woods. So put those flags right there on that tree because that is the apple tree, the only apple tree that I found on our property. I think it only produced about 3 apples this year that fell off pretty early. So I got to do some trimming on that. Might be able to do that yet before it gets to springtime. I got to look up and see when the best time is to trim apple trees. Then hopefully that one will start producing a little bit more, but we're definitely going to be saving that apple tree and probably planting a couple more apple trees maybe out by the pond area. I jumped back into the drone video now because I kind of wanted to film the roadway that the off-road dump truck was taking here. Just driving right through the field, and it looks like it was holding up a little bit. Definitely was sinking a little bit in that one area, but over here on the other side, that farm field was really solid, wasn't sinking at all. And then we can see over here this hole that they're digging so far. This area was all nice and solid as well. I know I alluded to how much dirt we already hauled out of here. We ended up with a total of 8,800 cubic yards, so a lot of dirt moving. This is just the beginning. There is, I think, probably 6 to 8 videos that I filmed of all the dirt moving happening on our property. Everything from digging the pond to hauling that around the foundation to putting in the driveway. So a lot more yet to come. The pond's now dug at this time as well, and we got down to about 22 feet deep, and it is quite a hole. Can't wait for you guys to see that. You're probably going to be blown away. It's a lot deeper than I thought it was going to be. It should be pretty nice though once springtime comes around. Some of the snow starts to melt. We start getting some of that rain. Hopefully it fills up pretty fast. I'll keep following the off-road dump truck back towards the house, watch him dump this final load. You can see this area is a little bit soft here. There's a lot of dirt in that truck though. I think he said that it could take 18 cubic yards. And it looks like they got it pretty full. The sand was definitely a lot easier to haul once they moved over to hauling out of the pond area. A lot of that clay liked to stick in the box of the off-road dump truck. Driving over the top of this culvert here, it looks like things held up pretty well there. It looks like all of the area along this ditch was pretty solid. I'm guessing the air can get down in there and freeze it up a little bit easier than out here in the middle of the farm field. Also, this is always a wetter area out here in the farm field. I know when the farmer went ahead and combined this, he was sinking quite a bit as well. Might be able to actually see in the background there. We have a little bit of a brush pile. I ended up burning a little bit of this on this day, so there's not too much left there. I did go back and throw it in a little bit more, so now there's only really 2 stumps left over here in this brush pile on the left-hand side. Off-road dump truck's going to go over there, take that roadway through the pine trees on the left-hand side. However, I'm going to go ahead and fly the drone back up here to the house and see what the excavator is working on now. They did end up getting the entire back porch area filled in with sand on the day that I was out here, so they were actually able to make a lot more progress than I thought they were. And pretty much got all of our fill done inside of the house on this day, and then the only thing left was to work on bringing enough sand fill for underneath the septic field and the driveway over here on this side of the house. Garage is completely filled in now, topped off, and now they're going to go ahead and start moving to the back porch area. So it looks like they got enough fill over here on this side of the house as well. So just sitting out here waiting for the next load from the off-road dump truck that is coming around right here on the side right now. So perfect timing. I know I said that I probably wasn't going to stay out here and watch them do this, but they're moving so fast that it's happening. I'm going to also be back out here again tomorrow. I'm not sure if they're going to get enough fill for around the back side of the house today that they start working on the pond area tomorrow and bringing fill in off of that. But you know, I'll be back out here again and you'll be able to see some more of that progress. If you're enjoying this video so far, make sure to go down below, subscribe to the channel, hit the thumbs up button if you haven't yet, and leave any questions and comments you have down below. Definitely going to be getting cold. You can see inside the garage area here, a little bit of that insulation that was on the outside of the house actually blew off and ended up going to the inside of our basement area. Guessing right now he's just going to go ahead, make himself a little bit of a pad here, a little bit of a ramp to get the excavator up on top. Then he can start baling that sand into the back porch. Right now though, I'm going to go ahead and pull my SD cards from my trail cameras that are taking time-lapse videos around the property. Maybe I'll include a little bit of that video in this one, but if not, it'll be coming very shortly. Pretty cool actually seeing the time lapse of the progress that has been happening here. I know I say it every video, but if anyone is looking for any excavating, any dirt moving, stump removing, anything that you need heavy equipment for, make sure you get a hold of Finney Trucking. Links are in the description down below. And if you're in this area and you're looking for someone to build your house, also contact Forever Built Homes. Link for that is in the description down below as well. It's been great working with these guys. Last segment that I'm going to do voiceover on right here, taking the drone down our future driveway. Again, this driveway just needs a little bit of sand brought up in this area, and flying directly toward the house to kind of see how this is going to shape up. Kind of envisioning of what the house will look like as we pull down our future driveway. I'm going to go ahead and stop talking now and let you guys listen and watch some of the raw video that I've included at the end of this. If you have liked this so far, make sure to go down below, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you're not, and leave any questions and comments you have also down below. Thanks for watching, and until the next one, I'll see you then. Thanks for watching, and make sure you hit the thumbs up button if you enjoyed this video. Also, make sure you subscribe so you don't miss the next videos I will be posting, and leave your questions, comments, and suggestions below.